It's Kambada, the shaman, the god, the crack baby. And right now you're tuned in to Kofi's Universe, the #1 and most truest source for hip-hop news, reaction videos, sports, black culture, and much, much more. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button now. Bada.
YouTube, salute. Bun B says rappers are balling in debt with major labels and UGK still $2 million in the red. Damn, let's talk about this. If you're new to my channel, thumbs up the video. Hit the subscribe button, click that bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. We're going to listen to this audio real quick, y'all.
Because I think UGK is still at least over $2 million in the red with that label.
With Sony.
With Sony.
How? After all of these streams and all of this time, they still pulling
because it's built on a percentage. It's not built. This thing is never built about how much money your art makes. It's about how much money you make of what your art makes.
Mm-hmm.
So with us having a 15% deal, right?
Yeah.
That 15% has never gotten close
to paying back all the money.
Back the debt that whereas their 85% they profit very easily.
Yeah. Right.
But we signed for this, you get paid that, don't matter what that bitch sells. So if you put out an album and you sign it, if you sign for 10% and your album sell 1 million records, your 10% is 100,000, theirs is 900. So they done made their money back from you, but you still owe them money because you probably took an advance, you shot videos, you had to record an album.
Yeah.
So you owe them $550. That's on the low side. You made 100,000.
Yeah.
Right. But the album generated 900,000, but your share is only 100,000. So you still owe me 350, my nigga. So, but because I cut for you, I give you another advance, and we can start the process.
All right. So you heard him. If you want to check out the full interview, you can go. Damn, what's this person? I'll give it to you in a second. Whatever. But anyway, though, like I said, this is on, I'm sorry, Big High ATL. B High ATL. B High ATL on YouTube. Shout out to B High ATL. Sub to his YouTube channel and his social media platform. So you heard what he said, man. Like, him and Pimp C had to take out 2 advances in the early 2000s. Like he said, there was a 7-year period when we took money after 2000. So once we hit 2027, their balance is going to be clear. That means they can have their masters. They can get their masters because he said it's a 25-year period. I didn't even know that. I'm glad that he broke that down. He said Face put him up on game about that. Shout out to Scarface. And he also concluded by saying the best thing young artists can do is to avoid taking advances and fund as much as their art by themselves as they can. Is debt, is balling in debt. Yeah, he's right. You can point out the labels all you want, but at the same time, you got to be accountable for what's going on. That's why back in the day when people was laughing at Master P, he independent, and he actually got that 80-20 deal with Priority, nobody wasn't laughing then. Think about it. You want to own your masters. You want to control your music. You see what I'm saying? Look at all these rappers now. It's like, man, forget that. I got to have my label. Shout out to Kendrick. I'm glad Kendrick did what he did, going to PG Lane, opening that up. J.Cole has Dreamville. Nas has Mass Appeal. Styles P doing, he's on the independent thing. He's been like that for like what? I want to say 13, 14 years. And I think his Styles P last album that I think he was on a label was probably about 2007, 2006. I think when he dropped Super Gangster, Extraordinary Gentleman, he was probably off a label. Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. But, it's nothing wrong signing to a label, but you need to have all your T's crossed and I's out it. Everything needs to be ready to go because you can easily get FUCK out here. And they don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? They doing what they got to do. They make their money. I mean, it's just like going into a bank. You go into a bank, right? Hey, I want to take out a loan for the house or whatever you need. There's interest on that, or going to college. You got FAFSA. You got these student loans and everything else. You still got to have to pay back. But in this situation, when it comes to the record labels, they have a hold on you. There's a control on you because if you ask for an advance, you asked out, especially if you don't make that money back from the next album. There's so many artists that came out like in the 90s. I can say the 80s too, but let's stick to the 90s. There's artists that took out advances and they were so bad as far as like the album, the other album was probably good. Like, oh, that's a tight album. But it probably didn't generate enough units to even go gold, platinum, to do enough for them for the record label to make their money back. So when you see stuff like that, like, damn, I wonder why so and so didn't come out no more, or we didn't hear from so and so. Now you hear about this artist, they're doing shit overseas because they're looking like, the record label said we got to cut ties because it's a business at the end of the day. It's just a business. If you're not making us no money, you gotta go. They took a gamble, they took a chance. I'm not out here preaching for the record label, but I understand business is business. That's why you can't just always jump and say, fuck it, sign me. It's on. You see how many people come out on all these podcasts now and they say, oh man, I got fucked over. So and so did me wrong. They probably signed with like a famous rapper. And they said like, oh, this rapper did me wrong. This and look at Mac 10 saying that he had problems with Ice Cube's brother-in-law. I'm using that as an example. He said this like 3-4 years ago. Now look at that. You see what I'm saying? It was all fun and games when they was making money. On West Side Connection, Mac 10 was going gold on his first album for Life and stuff. You see what I'm saying? But now what? There's other people like that was on Death Row. People that was on Bad Boy. The list goes on and on and on. This ain't the first time. Motherfucking You God and Raekwon sued RZA. You see what I'm saying? So this is not like a West Coast thing. This is universal. It happens overseas. It happens with people in R&B, TLC ass. So you just got to be careful. You got to actually make sure everything you want as far as in the contract and what you want moving forward is in that contract. Because if not, you're going to get fucked over. Post your comments below. Hulk smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support and donate to the channel, I have Patreon, patreon.com/KofiUniverse, Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, Streamlabs. Everything's in the description. Until next time, salute.